right, so if you hear any heavy breathing, any smacking or drinking water or anything like that in the background, kind of like that, I don't know how well the microphone's picking it up. My two German Shepherds are inside today because it is hot as all get out here in southern Mississippi today. And the automatic cat food feeder just went off. Everything's going on. I don't know what it is, but every time I get ready to sit down and do one of these, nose starts itching. I have acid reflux. Something makes a noise. The ice machine goes off in the kitchen. It's always something. So I'm just letting you know, if you hear heavy breathing or something like that going on, it's my dogs brought them in so they could get a little bit of break out of this heat. I mean, they have shade outside and water. They got their own pool. They got a fan and everything that they can get in. But hey, you know what? They like my kids, so brought them in here. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've thought about for a long time, tried to figure out the best way to say it. The answer that I'm going to give you guys is very simple, but arriving to it has taken me a lot of time, and it was kind of complicated to get to what I wanted to say. So hopefully I do that the best way that I know how here today. And once again, thank you guys, coming out here and checking us out and listening to me talk. I know there's plenty of other things you could be doing. There's plenty of other music and stuff that's actually interesting. So if you took the time to stop and listen to me, you're honestly a trooper, and I love you for it. But I have had the privilege before in the past to get in front of groups of people, not no big, huge stadiums or arenas or anything like that. But, most I've talked in front of is about 50 people, if I had to guess, and anywhere in between that, 10, 20, 30, it's about average. And I've gotten to do it a few times now, basically getting to talk about God. And I'm fortunate enough to have good preacher friends that trust me enough to either go to their church if they invite me to come and talk and say something, or I've been invited to go to Percy Quinn State Park, and I've gotten to sit around and talk. I've been offered before to teach a Sunday school class to young adults. And I have spoken in front of people before. I have done preaching, or quote-unquote preaching, but it kind of fell through. I didn't really pursue it. I like doing it. I love doing it. I love getting in front of people and getting to talk and share my side of a story, or sometimes every once in a while I'll throw my little opinions in there, because, that's what you do. Like, that sounds a little conceited, and I'm not trying to say that I override the Bible or anything like that when I talk. It's just me giving you my personal take on life and what I've been through, throwing that in it, and trying to convey a message over to somebody that might help them get through something, to know that you made a difference in the world. And it feels good whenever you get through and you have someone come up to you who could be a complete stranger that is crying, wanting you to pray for them, tell you they loved what you said. Those things feel good. It's honestly, it's very rewarding, and I've enjoyed every time that I've done it. Here's why I didn't pursue it any further. It's because I know who I am. Okay? I'm going to explain that a little bit, but I know who I am. I understand who I am. I understand and remember where I come from. I still go whenever I'm asked. If the man above tells me to do something and I know it's coming from him, it's not just me telling me to do something or what I want to hear, but I know it's something genuinely from God. I act on it, and I do listen to him. Can't say I've always been like that, but I've been doing a lot better with it. I still have a mouth on me. I still cuss. I still act out. And there's a lot of times in life I just don't take stuff as seriously as I should. I catch myself having fits of rage when there's really nothing to be that mad or upset about. I catch myself judging people. And it's nothing usually too crazy or anything, but I could see somebody out the corner of my eye and make up their whole life story, and I've never even met them before. People watching, they call it. And I can sit around with friends and do the same stuff and have a good time, and it's just a lot of times I step back and I look at myself and say, I'm supposed to be this guy that has this story that changed his life and things that happened for him, and everything I've ever talked about was true. You know, my biggest one being the story of my aunt and the impression she left on me. That was something that she went through, and I was just there watching everything unfold right in front of me. And I think a lot about, if I went and pursued it, how much of a negative impact it would be on anyone that I talked to and helped if they saw me acting in the wrong way. Because, you know, everybody can say what they want to about, oh, we're all human, we all make mistakes. When you put the title on yourself, a preacher, or someone else puts that title on you, you become a prisoner to that. They hold your feet to the fire. And I believe with any title, whether it's preaching or a construction worker or a police officer, I believe that with a title, you know, you do have a sense of responsibility in a certain way that you should act. I completely 100% agree with that, and that's what I'm getting at here. I'm not saying that I won't never do it. I'm not saying that I don't feel called. I don't feel it in my heart right now. I have had great times with people, whether I just met them or I've known them my whole life, friends, family, strangers, whoever it could be. I've had great times just sitting with them one-on-one and listening to them talk and open up to me about stuff that they don't even tell people that's close to them. Or at least that's what they've told me. Whether they were telling me the truth on that or not, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. And to sit there and they want your advice. They want to know what you would do. And you talk to them. You tell them it's going to be all right. They're going to be okay. To pray for them. And to tell them that God has never left their side. And ultimately, all the glory goes to Him. I did that for a guy here lately, and, you know, he was sobbing, he was crying, and, you know, we had a good little therapy session. It was over 2 hours long, by the way. And he was telling me thank you, how much he appreciated it, and, you know, all this stuff. And I told him, I said, I appreciate you thanking me and having gratuity towards me, but it wasn't me you were hearing. I could have went and done anything else, but God told me to sit here and talk to you and listen to you and to remind you that He's never left you, He's not going to leave you, and He's got you back. That's what I told the guy. It wasn't me that you heard. That's from the man upstairs. The glory does not go to me. When you go to church on Sunday, you're not going to hear your preacher's word. You're going to hear from God. You should be going to hear from God. Preachers are the messenger. And I don't believe you have to be behind a pulpit to be a preacher. I believe everybody has a little bit of preacher in them. Regardless of whether you've done good things in life or messed up, or we've all been there. You have lessons and things, and you have a life and you have experiences that you could pass on to someone else to help them. Either to show them how to do something or how not to do something. Every single one of you out there is a teacher. I am very appreciative of how kind everybody has been to me. But there's nothing that I have that you don't have. There's no reason you can't get in front of a group of people. You tell yourself you're scared. You tell yourself you're nervous. You tell yourself you can't do that. You tell yourself that you're not fit for it. But you can do it. And I just wanted to put it out there that God's not done with me yet. I'm young. I've got such a long road ahead of me. The moment you start telling yourself, I don't care if you're in your 80s, 90s, 100s, whatever. The moment you tell yourself that God's done with you, there's nothing else for you in life, well, that's the day that you die. That's the day that you might as well pass on and not even be here. Because it's not true. God still has something for you. He's still working on you. until you take your last breath here and your purpose has been fulfilled, whether you understood what it was or not, God still has something in store for you. I promise you that. So I wanted to let you know that I am still a follower of Christ. I still believe in God. I still want to do things for God, but I am messing up tremendously a lot here lately. And I've had to scale back because I need to be professional in my own personal life before I worry about trying to be professional in front of other people. My wife is my biggest supporter, but even she said, before I start going around wanting to teach, we don't even go to church. We're not even grounded or rooted in a family, a church family together. And she's right on that. You know, when someone tells you something you don't want to hear, but it's the honest truth. Why am I going around wanting to teach and preach stuff from the Bible when I don't even read the thing? When I don't even go to church and fellowship? When I still have issues and things that just don't make no sense? God is still working on me. If I am called and He wants me to do something, I do it. But I don't push myself into it. And I have prayed, I've talked to God about it. And I just want to make sure I'm doing what's right by Him. Everybody else in the world can like you and love you and support you and want you to do something. I'm not worried about the rest of the world. I am worried about what He wants, what God wants. I'm not worried. If the whole world told me, Justin, you got to get up on stage and sing because you sound amazing, I'm going to pray about it. And if God don't want me to get on stage and sing or talk or anything like that, it won't happen. He will shut doors in your face before you know it. And I believe He has shut some doors in my face because either I'm diddly-daddling around with them or I'm just not ready. I'm not there yet. I'm not ready for that next move. And I trust Him. I trust in His greater wisdom because He is way smarter than I am. I trust Him. And I want you to trust Him too. So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here today. It's just something I wanted to get off my chest. Thank you for the loyal followers, the people that listen to me. I mean, like I said earlier, if you sit around and listen to me talk, you are 100% a trooper. I love you for it. I'll be speaking with you guys in the next podcast, whenever it may be. Until next time, this is your good friend Justin. I'm signing out for today.